personal finances first, and then you can invest. Today's video is all about your personal finances. Don't steam in to investing looking for quick, easy money. Personal finances has to come first. Otherwise, you're headed for pain, financial pain. Right, to get you headed in the right personal finance direction, there are 5 steps that will give you the foundation to become a skilled investor. 1, bank statements and getting an overview of your financial situation. 2, new routine of sticking to your budget. 3, discipline and how to further reduce those expenses. 4, the cash buffer of 3 to 6 months expenses. And 5, how to be consistent with your personal finances. Then, if you're still with me, I'll touch on bad personal finance and how much of a negative impact it can have on your health and happiness. I'm no health professional, 100% not a health professional, but I do know that health is wealth and that we all have to look after ourselves. I believe looking after your personal finances goes a long way and certainly eases them financial worries many of us are facing day by day, consumed by them worries. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Number 1, bank statements and getting an overview of your financial situation. This can be quite painful, to be honest, and something I avoided for many years, but it's got to be done. So get them statements printed out, or if you're like me, you can write them out. However you do it, fully understand your financial situation with an overview of what comes in and what goes out. Let us say that you get an overview and now you know that you have £2,000 coming in and £2,000 going out, meaning you're living payslip to payslip, week to week or month to month, constantly looking over your shoulder and worrying about your car breaking down, or worst case, even losing your job. Sound familiar? Trust me, this is not a nice feeling. So use that feeling as motivation to get them statements out and fully understand your money situation. Once you have a good look at them statements, it's very likely that there's stuff in there that you don't really need. So be brutal with yourself and make some cuts, necessary cuts. You might end up with £2,000 coming in and £1,800 going out. Now you have some welcome breathing space. Look, before we go any further, I just want to stress that none of this video is financial advice. It's something that's close to my heart because I know what bad, disorganized personal finance feels like. I want to help investors learn from my mistakes. 2, new routine of sticking to your budget. Now you're on top of your personal finances, you're not out of the woods quite yet. From my experience, it's easy to fall back into old routines, bad habits of not checking them bank statements. Pick one day per week and spend 10 minutes checking on your accounts. I have a spreadsheet that I check on every week with all my expenses. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes and it helps me to keep on top of my personal finances. Remember, we don't want to go back to looking over our shoulder. We want to stay within our new budget. So from our example, we now have £200 spare at the end of each month. So 3, discipline and how to further reduce those expenses. All of this takes discipline, but reducing those expenses further is going to take serious discipline. So how can we make more cuts? What about removing Sky, reducing the takeaways per week, drinking once or maybe twice a month instead of every weekend, or even going down to one car instead of two. Again, it's not easy. Let us say you love your takeaways. Like if you're from Middlesbrough, where I'm from, you love a chicken parmo. Let us say as a family, you spend currently £50 per week on takeaways. Use that discipline and remove them takeaways. All of a sudden, you've got an extra £200 per calendar month or £2,400 per annum. First, budget cuts. That's an extra £400 per calendar month. 4, get 3 to 6 months expenses. This is a cash buffer. This is what the experts recommend when you read the books on money and investing. It calms the amygdala, which is the emotional part of the brain. Then you don't make stupid, emotional investing mistakes like I've done time and time again over the last 20 years. So from our example, our monthly expenses total of £2,000. To get 3 months expenses, we need £6,000. This means we're not week to week or month to month, and we're not looking over our shoulder. A huge sigh of relief. Now, if we have that extra £400 per calendar month, that would take us 15 months to get that cash buffer. It seems a long time, but it has to be done. This is all part of the process. It will make you a better investor in time. What about if you were able to get a part-time job and you were able to earn an additional £400 per calendar month? Simple maths, that means we get our cash buffer in 7.5 months instead of 15. It's hard, but getting to a point where you're a skilled investor will, in my opinion, change your life. Moving on to 5, how to be consistent with your personal finances. Remind yourself that you don't want to look over your shoulder. Think about your why. By the way, Start With Why by Simon Sinek is an awesome book that will help you to really think about your why. And when you find your why, the how becomes easy. No idea where this quote comes from, to be honest, but I do like it. Personal finances first, then cash buffer. Remember, we need to remove the amygdala so we don't make emotional investor mistakes further down the line. Education, so you know how to invest. Then and only then you can invest with skill. Check in on your personal finances once a week for maybe 10 minutes and remind yourself of your why. Push hard towards that cash buffer and get some education in. Books by successful investors will motivate you, make you realize what's possible. This will reinforce the importance of personal finance and will help you with being consistent. A little warning to finish with. Now, between 2012 and 2019, I made good money. I was fortunate enough that I made really good money, to be honest, but my personal finances were an absolute joke. I was month to month and always looking over my shoulder. In 2016, it got really bad as I spent even more than I was earning. We got the nice upgraded car, new log burner, and a few other bits for the house. A few extra holidays, loads of weekends away with friends and family. And yeah, we had some good times, but honestly, I was miserable. And it's because deep down, I knew my personal finances were a joke. I'm all for enjoying life, but you've got to live within your means. And you have to prioritize your personal finances if you want to become an investor. So that'll do for today's video. As I say, it's very close to my heart, and I hope what I've been saying has provided you with some value. Now, if you've liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you've really liked the video, subscribe to the channel so I can help other investors and get the content out there. So yeah, thanks for listening.